Excuse me, Mr. DJ.
Hey, check this out. We got a great show coming your way.
From the ECSI Sports Studios, the #1 sports information program in America, the Breakfast Bankroll, with your host, the sports broker, Jeff Dawson.
Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your Breakfast Bankroll Midday Market Report, whatever the hell you want to call it today. Saturday, October 22nd, just 9 days left of Halloween, October. In comes November, Thanksgiving, the holidays. Just blink, you know, we what do we got? 9 weeks left of 2022. 2023 is on its way. ECSI VIPs. If you guys have been watching the closing bell, Thursday night, I gave out Mr. Dortch plus 1,600 anytime touchdown. Yesterday, gave out Schwaba plus 400 anytime homer. Phillies up 2-1. ECSI VIPs. Guys, listen, there's nowhere to hide. I don't hide and I don't sugarcoat. 1-2 last night. We just cannot get any damn traction at all. Over 232 Spurs and Pacers, 270-something points. So we covered by 40. I wish we could get a unit for every point that we covered that game. Lightning team total over 3.5 plus 115. They win in overtime. We can't get there. And then Tulsa team total over 33, lands 27. They picked the last play, and, of course, our guys don't run for touchdowns. They just slide and end the game. Blessed and honored today. It feels like it's been forever. I have no idea when the last time this guy joined us, but I am so glad he's back. So without further ado, let's beam him up, Scotty. Let's give him a couple air horns for his welcome here. Scotty Webb.
That was a rousing awakening for a Saturday midday, huh?
Listen, we get the new studio. We got the new office. I never thought I'd be putting in 9 a.m.s to 1 a.m.s, 12:30 a.m.s. Fired up. I mean, it's 11:45. If I get out of here before Sunday morning, it'll be a good day. What we like to do here is get everyone set up for the full day. I know you and I did a little talking behind the scenes. It's been a while. You've been through Cat 4/5. You survived that as always. New full-time gig for now, because we know what the big picture talks about. And I can't wait to have a 3-way call with you and your bride and say, guess what? Scotty said, F you know where. He's here now full-time, but that's coming. How you been, Scotty?
I'm good, man. I do what I do and then come home and do what I do. It's like I have 2 full-time jobs. So it is what it is, you know. But I can tell you that as I get older, I don't recover nearly as well. And I think sleep deprivation sometimes is a big deal, but I feel good today. I'm good. I have no issues. I'm slept good, other than the stupid dogs getting me up at 3:00 in the morning and saying, "Hey, I got to go." But yeah, when they got to go, they got to go. Nothing going on the carpets or anywhere else. So it's it is what it is. So yeah, I'm excited. Wife's out of town till tomorrow, so. Bachelor running around doing absolutely nothing, which is depressing at this point. But it is what it is. Big slate of football games today. Looking at maybe a little bit. We talked a little bit about baseball, so we can get into that after the football, maybe a little bit.
Well, you know what? I know we got a long slate of football, and our baseball games aren't till 5:07 and 7:45. There's only 2 of those. There's 1,000 ways that we can decipher, peel the onion back for the college football. And it's been that long since we talked on the baseball side. You, former player, myself, former coach from T-ball all the way up to the college ranks. You can go back years upon years. We can go back to the Marlins days with Josh Beckett and Miggy. It's not about the payroll when it comes to playoff baseball. It's about the chemistry. It's about who's getting hot at the right times. As this season has been progressing, I was the ringleader. Joe must go. We knew he had to go. They started to build some momentum. And I have said since day one, they got an offense second to none. They have a Friday night softball team defensively, and it showed yesterday. They have two horses up front with Wheeler and Nola, and they have zero back end and zero Bridges. Now, with that said, in the playoffs, it just seems like certain people catch their niche and catch their role. First game of the playoffs, Phillies down 2-0, top of the ninth in the Cardinals. They were plus 1,500 now to win that game. They put up a touchdown, and the rest has been history. Can you just take us through what the hell? Listen, I know the Astros are 5-0 in playoff baseball right now. I got Astros American League champs. I got Astros World Series champs. I got Astros an $11,000 parlay in our city, in our champions parlay. Astros, Bama, Bills. If you're not scared of this Phillies team, you're not watching baseball right now.
Well, the best way I can say this is some players feed off of, live off of, do well in the big moments and when the games matter. Some players don't. Some players, well, let's just put it this way. The Dodgers, right? The Dodgers won, I don't know, what they win, 100 and whatever
11.
number.
111.
They win 111 games, and they're not playing. And it's not because they weren't a good team. That's not the issue. And it's not because they don't have playoff experience, because they do. But they're not built in the back and in the rotation to compete in a series. So your stars in a series need to shine the brightest. And if they don't shine the brightest, then you're counting on certain other guys to help carry the load that don't normally carry the load. You're not going to win. You need the players. So for yesterday, right? Schwarber comes up, first at bat, home run, ding dong. Here they go. Right? I mean, that's the way it is. Where's Juan Soto been? I mean, sure, he's done some stuff, but he hasn't carried the team. So you sit there and you look at Schwarber and Harper. Harper's like, I don't know, he's like 100 for 100. And I'm just kidding. But, the point being is those guys have said, you know what, put it on me. I'm going to carry the team. And then your Reese Hoskinses and your Rio Mutos and all these other guys. Gene Segura comes up with a big base hit yesterday. Those guys then are the catalysts that help, but they're being carried by Schwarber and Harper. That's what's going on. And then you got two pitchers out there that can dominate and pitch, and then the other kid throws a good game last night. Well, they're pitchers. They can pitch. So that's what happens in playoff baseball. And then on the other side, you sit there and go, well, where's Bell at? Where's Manny Machado? Where's those guys aren't there. They're not there. So, they're counting on Drury now and guys like that. I'm like, come on, man. If you're counting on that, you're going to lose. It's like today, right? They're going to go out and throw a guy. They're going to go throw a guy that oh, my God. Clevenger's going to get smashed. But the point being is that's what you got. That's what you got. It's how you live. That's how you played. That's how you got there. And your stars have to be stars at the right time. And I don't think they are. And I think, I played this series back earlier, and I think it was either after the first game. It couldn't have been the first game. I think I played it after the first game. I played Phillies because they won the first game, and I played them minus 160 for the series price. When I look at the series price now, I think 300 or something. I don't know, something crazy. So I'm like, look, this is a pretty even matchup on paper. I mean, but I think the Phillies are the right side here. And then, the difference being is if you're looking to try to find a crack in the Astros, the problem's going to be is they got the pitching to match, they got the bullpen to match, and they got the stars to match. So I mean, the Astros are just the best team.
I talked to my San Diego sources, and I kind of laid it out pretty simple. The only way you're going to win this series is if Josh Hader gets 4 shots to close out a game. Every game he doesn't get into is a game you're not going to win. Another perfect example last night. They had no opportunity to bring him in. They didn't have to bring him in, and it's comical. I saw in the last series, Soto just missed a couple homers. I'm like, okay, maybe he's going to round into form. Obviously, the missed ball, I'm not saying he's not ready. Manny needs to get hot and get hot in a hurry so the Bells, the Drurys, and the Sotos can relax and say, okay, Manny's got us. Manny's got us. Now let us chip in like is happening with these Phillies. Okay, What better than getting a 1-2-3 inning, come in, here comes Schwarber, first at bat, 1-0, crowd's going crazy. Thanks for playing. Now, any Padre fan that says we got screwed last night, listen, I watched it live. I watched the replay 25 times. And as an umpire, when you watch that, okay, the ball was 2 feet inside. He was more getting out of the way versus he probably, listen, you could have said he swung. You could say he didn't swing, okay? And obviously, if he didn't swing, and that's the way they called, it would have been first and second, no outs. They would have bunted, so they would have most likely got second and third, a lot more high pressure and leverage there. But the call didn't go that way. Listen, it doesn't come down to one call, okay? You guys had opportunities. Again, Clevenger and Falter, an 8.5, now down to an 8. Overnight, Falter minus 115, now 108. Minus 108 at Circa, minus 102 for the Padres at Circa. Obviously, Padres sitting here, they need to get a game to make sure they're coming back to San Diego. Because I can tell you this right now. If they don't win today and they face Zach Wheeler, and as we talk about, we're waiting for some regression, Zach Wheeler has probably been the best pitcher in all of baseball during this playoff run.
Yeah, I still look at things like like Verlander, right? So he had a rough start when he pitched from Seattle, and then his first start against the Yankees, he rebounded pretty well. What did he strike out 11 guys? So I don't think he was untouchable that day, especially at the beginning. He got better as that game went on. At the beginning, I thought he was like, holy shit, something wrong with him. But I look at that, right? So Clevenger hasn't thrown a good game, probably a month and a half, 2 months. And so why would you expect him to throw a good game today? And Bailey, people don't give him much credit, but that kid's pitched pretty well. And he was a big cog for them. And you got to remember, the Phillies had to fight to get here. They weren't necessarily in the playoffs. So Milwaukee had to fall out, and them and San Diego had to beat Milwaukee to get in, and Philadelphia went on a run, and Falter was part of that. He was a good pitcher down the stretch. So I look at this game and I go, this is all Phillies. This is Phillies all the way around, because Clevenger can't pitch. The problem with Clevenger is he's very hittable. And, he hasn't been the same pitcher since coming back from his injury and all that kind of stuff all season. Now, that could very well change for next year, giving him a whole off season to keep rehabbing and doing better and getting your arm built up and all that stuff. But this year, he's not been the Clevenger that they traded for from Cleveland. He just hasn't been. So he's very hittable. And with the way the Phillies are going right now, they can hit. So and it doesn't, and they can hit all the way up through down the lineup. So I think the Phillies take this game, and then I think it's over. So I mean, what do they got to do? Win one game out of the next four, whatever it is, three. They'll win one game out of the next three when they got Wheeler and Nola pitching, so they're going to win. So I like that idea. So I'm good with where they are. I'm good with what's going on with the Phillies. In the other series, I think it's been competitive. What was it, 4-2 and then 3-2 or something? Those Yankee games. But again, I've been saying it all year. I mean, like forever. The Yankees win because they get a walk and a home run. So if they don't hit, they're not going to win. And in the playoffs, they're not going to hit because these are good pitchers. So can they win a game? Sure, they can win a game, get a couple walks, get a couple home runs in the games. They got 4 runs, 5 runs. They can win. But I don't see them beating Houston. And I think Houston's a team that can put together a bunch of hits, can put together great offense, can put together good pitching, plays great defense. And, they got a good back end too. So I think it's going to end up being Houston, Philadelphia. And then, of course, I'm always one that likes to have great World Series. And I'm not sure that's going to be the best World Series there ever was. But whatever, it is what it is.
I hate betting on the come, and I think that's what a lot of people are going to do. I go back to last Saturday where Atlanta in a must-win spot. Acuna was not engaged. 0 for 3. I don't even think he fouled off a play. Didn't back up the center fielder when Realmuto hits the inside the Parcoma. He bobbles a play out there. He was already all set to go to Puerto Rico or wherever, which is kind of funny for the World Series champs. Excuse me. And the fact that Acuna got a ring and he didn't even play last year. You would have thought he wanted to make his stamp. Okay, so now we got a Houston Yankees series, 2-0. Houston, now they come to New York. They got the day game, so maybe the sun's a factor. The Yankees have struck out 32 times already in the first 2 games. Okay, you got Cole minus 150. You and I both know Javier has been lights out. So you got Cole tonight and Cortez tomorrow. And again, I hate betting on the come. I'm rooting for Houston because we got tickets on Houston. My question to you is, do they get that 1, 2, 3 inning? Do they get the Judges Stanton 2-run homer? Do they get the crowd behind them like the Phillies? I can't lay a minus 150. I mean, if you wanted to bet the Yankees today, I would take a shot at the run line and pray, but at that number, you're getting priced out.
Take the Astros every day. To take them every day. Yeah, the series price is minus 585. 585 for the Astros. They're going to win. So whether they win today or whatever, you can take it. You can take your shot with. I mean, Garrett Cole is hittable, and it shouldn't say it that way. They're not going to go out there and hit 15 hits against Garrett Cole, but they might have 3 home runs against Garrett Cole. And if they hit 3 home runs against Garrett Cole, they're going to win. This is what's going to happen. They're going to win. What the Astros have that most people don't realize is they have ground ball pitchers and strikeout pitchers. They're the same. It's unbelievable. Most of these guys that are hard throwers and they do different things are fly ball pitchers. Verlander's a fly ball pitcher. But all the rest of them have ground balls. Crazy. They keep the ball in the yard. And if you're going to keep the ball in the yard against the Yankees, you're going to win. Javier is one of those kind of guys that does that. He's another ground ball guy. He's another guy that's a younger, put together guy. I think he's way better than Garcia, for example, who pitches for the Astros. I think he can. He should be in their starting rotation, but for whatever reason, can't make it. So they use him in lots of different ways. But I like him today. I think he's fresh. I think his arm's going to be good. I think Cole, his arm's about to fall off. And, I don't think he's going to be in any way, shape, or form ready to beat the Astros. He's going to have to be A-plus game, strike out 12 guys, give up 3 or 4 hits, and hope they're not home runs to beat the Astros today. Can he do that? I don't think so. When's the last time he done that? I don't remember. I mean, when's the last time Cole's gone out there and struck out 12 guys? I don't know.
He had one good game finally in the playoffs. I guess my question maybe quickly to you here, and then we'll pivot here because I know there's a lot of football to talk about here. Let me ask you this question. I know Cole's going today, their favorite. Is it Cortez versus Verlander. Now, listen, I think Verlander is not 100% right now. Like you said, he came back a few games ago. He's shown flashes of chinks in the armor. He did settle down. So is it tomorrow? Is it Cortez versus Verlander? Or are they going to do a bullpen game and then save the horses for game 5, 6, and 7 if needed?
I don't think Verlander will pitch tomorrow.
Okay.
I think he'll pitch. I think he'll pitch the next day. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm right, but I don't think he's going to pitch tomorrow. Where is what's his name? So they've thrown. They'll throw the other kid. Shit, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Houston. Let me pull him up. They're gonna throw McCullers. They haven't thrown McCullers.
Well, I saw a clip yesterday, Scotty. He got hurt during the celebration.
Oh, dumbass. He's a dumbass.
So I don't know if that means he got dinged up or it means he's not going to pitch tomorrow. Because here's what I was going to say, Scotty. Here's what I was going to say. If Verlander,
got it right here. So Roto Wire News: McCullers will start Game 4 against the Yankees.
Okay, so I'm going to lay this out to you. Call me crazy here. We both agree the Astros are going to win the series. Anything can happen. I'm just going to throw this at you. Don't call me crazy. You can get the Yankees right now at what price?
You mean on the series? On the series price, hold on, I just changed it. Series price, you can get the Yankees plus 438.
Okay, hear me out here. You got cold today. Let's just say minus. Actually, it's starting to come in. There's some money coming in on the Astros. It's a big price. Let's just play the game here. Yankees are minus 145 today. With Cortez versus McCullers, I think it's probably going to be about the same. Correct?
Probably, but I would think that I wouldn't go that high.
Just hear me out. If you took the Yankees plus 435 right now, knowing they're going to be minus 140, 145 the next two games, and assuming that they're going to win, we're going to play the assume game. You're going to get it back to 2-2. So what's the series price back to 2-2, game 5 in New York with 2 coming back to the Astros? You're going to have the Astros what? Minus
There'll be at least probably 200 at least, yes.
Okay, so there's my point. Instead of betting these individually, you could take the Yankees series today at plus 435, play the hope game. Yankees win the next 2 as favorites, right? You get it 2-2. You can jump in at Astros minus 200. You got the Yankees plus 435. You're guaranteed 2 units either which way.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I just think that that would be the ultimate way if you wanted to bet Houston at any point in time. Is you would have to lay money out on the Yankees now at the plus number, and then be able to bet Houston when they're minus 200. So a lot of things have to go right, because that all changes if the Yankees lose today.
No, there's no doubt. So yeah, my point is this: I'm not saying you have to run and put a unit on it. Plus, you're getting 4-1. But I'm just saying we're kind of sort of betting on the come instead of going individually, because even if the Yankees tie it up 2-2, you don't even have to go back to the window at minus 200. You can take Verlander in game 5. You can come back with Valdez in game 6. So you could do it that way. I'm just saying you're getting a 4-1 price. Even if you put a half unit on it, you're going to land 200. Hope it gets to 2-2, and then you can either individually just take the Astros game 5, 6. That's all. Just trying to get a little creative. That's all.
Well, no, that's the things would have to fall right, and obviously they would have to win today, which they're favored to do, and you would almost think that they should. But I don't believe in the Yankees. I don't trust the Yankees. I mean, the way they play worries me a lot, especially against good pitching.
All right. We spoke 25 minutes on baseball. My apologies. Full slate of football. 12 o'clock's the kicking off. I'm getting dings, bells, dings, ding, ding. It sounds like I'm at the Bellagio right now. The stage is yours. Do what you do and walk us through what your eyes are seeing. Leans out throughout the day tonight. Have some fun with it.
All right. Well, so I have a list of games that turn into my preliminary list, and then I weed through that. If we look at these noontime games, and I'm just going to just say what I did, and then we'll pass through them real quick. I played Syracuse plus 14, and I know that a lot of people like Clemson, but I played Syracuse plus 14, and some of the things that turned me on to this is, obviously I'm an EPA guy, so I look at that, especially in college football. Clemson is 23rd in EPA, and Syracuse is 31st. So that difference is seven ranks, whatever. But you're getting 14 points. So normally, if you're looking at a 14-point differential or spread, it's kind of like Maryland against Northwestern today. Maryland is 17th and Northwestern's 110th. That's where you come up with the big 14, 20-point spreads. This one is 31-23, and you've got the point spread at 14. When there's also a term called NDE, which is net drive execution or whatever. So the idea here is you're moving the ball or you're not moving the ball, and you're doing it on a very regular basis or you're not. And what was interesting is Clemson's 21st, Syracuse 22. That's even narrower than 31-23. And then I look at the quarterbacks, because in college football, quarterbacks is a big deal. So the QBR for Syracuse quarterback, he ranked 20th. 20. The QBR for Clemson, 27. So, yeah, they're right there. But that tells me that the Syracuse team is just as good as Clemson. And they're getting 14. Now, here's what everybody's going to tell you. Strength of schedule, right? So, strength of schedule, Clemson played everybody. Clemson's strength of schedule is 33rd in the country right now. 33rd. Okay, well, Syracuse is 50th. But if you look at them in sort of percentiles, that's pretty close when you have 131 schools you're looking at, and the difference is only 20 schools. Is that difference worth 14 points? I don't think so. So I'm taking Syracuse plus the 14. That was basically my only play at noon. I played a really like a quarter of a unit on Cincinnati -3 today against SMU for very similar reasons. But we can skip those and kind of go into the kind of middle of the day kind of games. Middle of the day kind of games, we're looking at one of the ones I had on my list to check out was West Virginia against Texas Tech. West Virginia didn't pass my grading system, so I didn't play them. But West Virginia ranks 81st in EPA, Texas Tech 78th. Again, those are right near each other, and you're getting points with West Virginia, so they're about even, right? And then you look at NDE, which is the net drive efficiency, and that starts to change things a little bit. Texas Tech 69th ranked and 84th ranked for West Virginia. So there's a slight advantage towards Texas Tech. Now, quarterback-wise, it's all West Virginia, so that's all great. 35 QBR to 86 QBR. So I think his name's Jeff Daniels or whatever, JT Daniels, I think is the quarterback for West Virginia. So when you start to look at it from that perspective, okay, well, that puts you in a better spot. And then strength of schedule, Texas Tech's played a really tough one. They're 5th. And West Virginia's played a pretty tough one, too. They're 21st. So I don't mind people if they wanted to play West Virginia. I just thought there was other plays out there that were better. So I passed on that one. Here's one that I think everybody and their brothers on that I've seen on Twitter everywhere is Liberty today. Everybody wants to bet Liberty today against BYU. So you're getting 7 points if you want to play Liberty. BYU ranks 51st. Liberty ranks 41st. So that's pretty good. You can get an underdog that actually outranks the other team. And then when it's NDE, the Liberty team is better there. And when it comes to the quarterback play, you're looking at two different opinions here. So the Liberty quarterback ranks 48th in QBR, which is more of an efficiency rating. But EPA, meaning points per play and moving the football, The Liberty quarterback ranks 85th. So that's a big change from 48 to 85th. And the quarterback for BYU, Hall, ranked 30th and 36th and 30th. So you got a better quarterback than BYU. But where this game really changes is Liberty's played the 97th ranked schedule out of 131 schools. BYU's at 47. So I like the idea that BYU's played a better schools, tougher opponents, and produced results against that kind of a lineup. So that means I'm not playing the game, period. I'm not going to go jumping on the wagon of Liberty, but I can understand why people do. But BYU's played the more experienced, tougher, harder teams and have produced results that are similar to what Liberty has, who has faced no. They played the 97th toughest schedule. So keep that in mind if you're betting that game. Another game that caught my attention was Mississippi today. I think a lot of people are thinking about this game, but this is Mississippi and LSU. So let me pull this up so that I have it right in front of me, because I think this is a interesting way to look at this game. So Mississippi ranks 12th in EPA, LSU ranks 33rd. And you're getting a 1.5 if you're Mississippi. And it kind of bounces around a little bit, but you're getting a 1.5. In terms of NDE, net drive efficiency, 6th. They're 6th. That's really good. I mean, that means they're driving the ball most often. They don't have issues. And then 31st for LSU. So you got an advantage there. And then quarterback play, I thought was interesting because we got what's the kid Jackson Dart, I think is the kid's name for him at Mississippi. He ranks 13th in QBR, and then the kid that transferred in from Arizona State, who's run the show for LSU, he ranked 15th. So that's pretty damn good, both of them. But EPA, the kid for LSU's done better, and I thought, oh, that's kind of different. That means he scrambles more, he gets more plays out of it. He doesn't have bad plays. And then I looked at it, and LSU's played the 8th toughest schedule, 8th. Mississippi's played the 56th most difficult schedule. So if you look at EPA margin, Ole Miss is 23rd, and LSU is 24th. But LSU has played the 8th toughest difficult schedule to get those results, and Mississippi has played the 50th toughest schedule to get those results. I think that bodes well better for LSU, and LSU is at home. I can't play the game, so I passed on the game. If I was gonna play the game, I kind of like Ole Miss, but I don't like Ole Miss for any other reason that I don't like the head coach for LSU right now. I think he's still trying to figure out the SEC, and I think he's still trying to figure out how to win every week. Not that he's a bad coach, don't get me wrong. But Lane Kiffin's a wild card, man. That guy's good. But it's in LSU, so that makes a big difference to me. So I just stayed away, and I think that it's an interesting matchup that way. I think both schools are going to have good success on offense. I think they're both going to be able to move the ball pretty well. It's a matter of where the field position lies and the field position edge. And the truth of that is, field position rating for LSU, they rank 120 131 schools. So that tells me that they're not doing a good job on kickoffs, punts, decisions, choices. Maybe they go for it on 4th down and get stoned, and it's the other team gets the ball back where they're supposed to. And then on the other side, it's 21. They rank 21 Ole Miss. So they're making great decisions. They got good punters. They got good kickers. They got good things that are going on. So they're not fighting uphill like LSU might have to fight uphill to win this game, which would be the only reason I think that you could really legitimately go and say Ole Miss might win this game. Now, I did play a middle of the day game, Maryland against Northwestern. And there's a lot of I think there's a lot of people out there on the Twitter world who's liking Northwestern at plus the 14, but I took Maryland minus the 14. So EPA margin they rank 17th in the country, Maryland. I don't think people grade them the way they should. Maryland's a top 20 team. That's how good they are. Northwestern is 110th out of 131. Now you get that big margin of 14 points. It should be more like 20 points, not 14. So then on offense, Northwestern ranks 122nd out of 131 schools. So they're having all kind of trouble moving the football. And then on defense, you're looking at the 30th ranked Maryland Terrapins, 30. And that tells me that they're going to struggle. They might get 10, 14, 15 points in this game. And then you're going to sit here and go, okay, well, Maryland can at least score 4 touchdowns. So I look at it and go, can they get 4 touchdowns? Can they get 30 points? Can Maryland score 30 points today? Again, I think they win this game, plus they're at home. So I kind of like that idea. That matchup looks like this. When Northwestern has the ball, they're 94th in offense passing against the 33rd ranked defense. They run the ball 129th against the 44th ranked defense. I don't think they're going anywhere. When they have field position, it's 123rd for Northwestern. I don't think they're going anyplace. So the only where Northwestern has any kind of anything is on defense. Yeah, but that's where Maryland beats them again. Maryland on offense ranked 26th passing against the 60th ranked defense for Northwestern. Then you got 42nd rushing against 43rd rushing, but that's kind of even. So they're going to be able to move the ball a little bit. So I like it to the point where that I think Maryland covers that 14, and when it comes in that field position, they're 91st for Northwestern, and they're 69th. Not that it's much better, but it's better for Maryland. And then the NDE number on that game was Maryland's ranks 30th, and then 96th for Northwestern. Quarterback play is, you got Tagovailoa, whatever his name is, for Maryland. He's 33rd on QBR, and the quarterback for Northwestern, he ranks 92nd. So we got a big advantage at quarterback. And then when it comes to strength of schedule, Maryland's played the 35th toughest schedule. Maryland played the 85th. So they put up these numbers against a much more difficult number schedule-wise, and Northwestern. So I look for this to be minimum 17, 20-point win. I'm taking Maryland. I already bet that game. I do like one of my favorite plays in the afternoon is this UCLA-Oregon game. I think there's been a lot of money coming in. I shouldn't say money. I don't know how it's working out, but Oregon's moved from 6 to 7, I think. And at this point, I think they're in a spot here where I don't get it. So let's say it this way. Oregon EPA margin wise, they're 4th. That's pretty damn good. I wouldn't have thought they were 4th, but they're 4th in margin, EPA margin. So EPA margin for UCLA, they're 5th. Okay, so these teams are right there. I'm getting 7 points. I kind of like that idea. So where's all this at? So UCLA, just in EPA total ranks 9th. They got a better defense. Oregon ranks 21st. When it comes to NDE, net drive efficiency, UCLA ranks 5th. Oregon ranks 26th. Quarterback play, Oregon ranks 5th. Oregon ranks 10th. UCLA ranks 5th. Yes, I will tell you that Oregon has played a better schedule, but I don't think it's worth 7 points. So I'm looking at this game going, hey, UCLA is just as good, if not better than Oregon. Give me the points, and I'll take the 7.
I wanted to talk about because there's 2 games that the numbers make 0 sense. Obviously, this is one of them. UCLA undefeated, coming off a bye week. Chip Kelly's return to Oregon. Opened up at 6, which made no sense. Went to 6.5 this morning, now 7. Reminds me of last week when we gave out Utah and the over. I gave out the over on Monday at 59.5. It closed at 65. I said there'd be 75, 80 points. Whoever had the ball last. I went on a national show with Anthony Pepe on Thursday. I said, whoever has the ball last will win that game. Well, technically it did. Utah went for 2 there. I know I talk and preach about trusting and respecting the opening numbers. I hate public trendy dogs. Anyone I listen to, the whole world's on UCLA. The wrong team's favored. This makes zero sense. Zero. I mean, it almost to the point, Scotty. I want to just run to the window and bet the over and enjoy the game. But here's I'll break it down even a little further for you. Let me scroll. Where is it? UCLA team total 32.5 under minus 120. Oregon 38.5 over minus 120. Well, I kind of sort of expect, unless the kid finally has a clunker, which he hasn't all year, UCLA's got to be in that 27, 28, 30 easily without blinking. Do they get to 34, 35 is first question. Second of all, they're telling me here with the 7 now, Oregon's going to probably score 40. Something's got to give here. Or again, is this one of these 48, 47 games, 48, 45 games? I mean, it's the offense is just going to go up and down like a track meet.
You know, it's raining there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to affect the play. I don't trust Bo Nix. I will say this. I don't like playing games against reverse line movement, but it doesn't bother me to do that. Where I'm showing that the more money's coming in on UCLA, but the line's changing going to Oregon. So I see there's reverse line movement there. But look, I can't not take this game. I mean, the way I look at it, I think that UCLA is every bit as good or better than Oregon is. And, you know, to be honest, if the Pac-12 wants to have any kind of recognition, they're going to need to have a team like UCLA win this game, and then hope that they beat USC as well, so that they have at least a team that has an opportunity to get in at the end. If they don't. But, I mean, this is, you know, I still can't get over what Oregon did against Georgia. I mean, they got lambasted, man. They got they got whacked, and it wasn't even close. They got waxed, and to be honest, that could be a little bit too skewing wise in the schedule, because you know that was a big schedule advantage to play Georgia. You know, you top 5 team, you know that kind of skews your ranking and the schedule strength too. So I get it. I 100% understand it. And I, you know, the hairs on the back of your neck kind of tingle when you sit here and you make bets that you go, oh shit. That the numbers and the bookmakers and everybody are going, this isn't the way this is supposed to go, and blah, blah, blah. Right. So, but whatever, it is what it is. It wouldn't be the first time I did that. I mean, there's reverse line movement on Clemson a little bit today too. I mean, the money, it's, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Clemson looks like they already scored a touchdown, by the way, against Syracuse. So anyway, whatever, it kind of is what it is. And I just look at it from a perspective that if things go the way that they have gone in the past, and that doesn't necessarily mean they will in this game. I think that I bet defense with the offense that can score. I think UCLA's defense is better than the one in Oregon. Yes, it means different things when you go play in Oregon, but they played there. This isn't the first time they've been there. You know, and this isn't going to be the first time Chip Kelly's been there, I don't think. He's been with UCLA now, 4 or 5 years. So I think this is his best team. I think he's got a better quarterback, and I think he's got a better defense. And how many times I've ever said that about UCLA? But that is the way I see it. So I'm just going to take the 7 points and see what happens.
And the other game, to me, an opening line of 3.5, either – the oil money came running to the window as soon as they released that, or it was a quick corrected line to 6 to 6.5. And let me just get my number right now for you. Actually, some money being bought back on the other side. I'm talking about Texas, Oklahoma State. Ewers, when he's been playing, he's back. He's been a monster. Oklahoma State, who I liked last week, I thought they'd win outright, ends up blowing the game, going to overtime. played a full game plus some extras at TCU. Now they come back home. It's homecoming. Team Mullet versus Ewers in Texas. Is that number at 6/5.5? Is that correct?
I think it is. So I had listed, okay, Oklahoma State. Let me look at that game. Texas ranks 26th in EPA. Oklahoma State ranks 63rd. So that's 40 point ranking difference in there. And 40 schools get you 6 points. We were looking at like Liberty and getting 10-point difference, and they're getting 14 points and shit like that. Or it's not 14, 7. So when you're getting 40, that's a pretty good edge, right? And then when it comes to the NDE, it's even worse. Well, it's not worse. Texas is 9th, and I was surprised at that. Being 9th in NDE, net drive efficiency. That's pretty good. Oklahoma State, 48th. That doesn't surprise me. They've increased from their EPA number, but that's still a significant drive edge for Texas. That means they can move the ball up and down the field, I think. And then when you look at the strength of schedule, Texas 3rd and Oklahoma State 11th. So yeah, Oklahoma State's played some tough teams, but not like what Texas has. So I think it's legit. I think it's legit that you don't be on Oklahoma State because I think Texas is better. And to be honest, I kind of like, as a gambler anyway, I kind of don't like Gundy. I don't like him in big games. I just don't. I like to bet him when he has good defense, and he doesn't have a good defense. So I think Texas can walk all over him to a certain degree. It's a matter of how many points does Texas give up to the quarterback for Oklahoma State, who's been pretty good. He ranks 16th in QBR, and he ranks 16th in EPA. So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. Another game that's kind of stands out a little bit is Arizona State against Stanford. That game kind of stood out a little bit. Arizona State is 87th ranked. Stanford is 108th. And you're getting points with Arizona State. Stanford beat Notre Dame. So now they're coming back and saying, hey, look at us. But numbers and statistic-wise, it doesn't match up EPA. But net drive efficiency is 116 to 120. So that makes it way more even. And 22nd ranked toughest schedule for Stanford, 45th for Arizona State. That means it kind of balances it out. I kind of look at that and go, okay, well, maybe there is a reason why, Arizona State's getting 2 or 3 points. So I left it alone. I did play Minnesota tonight. Minnesota plays Penn State. That's another number that's moving. It was now +5. That was the number that I got. And Minnesota ranks 6th in EPA. They're a powerhouse in EPA. Penn State is 36th. So that's a 30-point difference. And then net drive efficiency, they're 7th. And Penn State's 23rd. So you got edges there. Quarterbacks are about even, and then strength of schedule goes a little bit to Penn State. But again, that's where you're getting 5 points, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll take the 5 points. I don't trust Penn State that well. So I'll take Minnesota at 5 points. And then I passed on some of these other games that kind of kept up. South Carolina, I think everybody's on South Carolina tonight against Texas A&M, and it looks to me like that's the right side to be on. But I don't like to pile on with where everybody else is, even though I guess I did it with UCLA. But with South Carolina, I think they can actually win this game. I know that sounds really stupid, but Texas A&M is a shell of Texas A&M. I mean, they were supposed to be a top 10 team. Shit, I don't think they're a top 70 team, probably. So South Carolina is better than top 70, but not by much. So I think these teams are pretty damn equal. This is in South Carolina, so give me South Carolina plus the points. But I got to have a good day before that happens. And then kind of a weird game at the end of the night. Nevada plays San Diego State, and you can get Nevada plus 7 points. Now, get it. These are two shitty teams, so neither one of them are any good. But San Diego State ranks 116th, and Nevada ranks 99th. So Nevada has got a better number, and they're getting 7 points. And it's even worse on NDE. Nevada is 76 at drive efficiency, move the ball, and 123 for San Diego State. They can't move the ball. So then the matchups have to look right and all that. And then when I looked at them, I'm like, holy shit, both of these teams are just terrible. But I might play that game a little later. I haven't done it, but I think Nevada is the right side against San Diego State tonight.
Crazy, full day of action. You got, again, football around the clock. We got MLB.
Hey, Syracuse scored a touchdown. Woo.
7 up. How about the shocker of the day? You see what the shocker of the day is?
Indiana?
No.
Ohio State. Oh, Iowa?
Iowa are up 7-3 against the Ohio State.
Wow,
long way to go.
That's real early.
Scotty, always a pleasure. I know as the journey continues, we'll be doing a lot more stuff. We got 9 weeks left to 2022. 2023 is around the corner. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you'll be starting to work on your MLB 2023 before you know it. My birthday's coming up soon. It's either a birthday present or an early Christmas present. Bogarts will resign with the Red Sox. I'll just go on record. If he does not resign with the Red Sox, you can book it. He will be with the St. Louis Cardinals. You can book that one right now. Closing thoughts, sir.
Well, it's good to be back. It's good to be on the airwaves, so to speak. And the success of this show has been really crazy. We got lots of crazy things going on. So kudos to you there. And we're continually looking for lots of different things as we continue to try to grow this business. But that being said, look, we got, I think, some good games this week. I'm hoping we have much better games next week. At some point in time, we'll talk a little bit more NFL, but the NFL, I think, is a crazy league right now. I mean, shit, nobody wants to beat anybody. Nobody's real dominant. Everybody wants to do whatever. It's just a crazy league. So anyway, bet the college football, hold your money in the NFL, unless you got 1 or 2 games. Just play your 1 or 2 games in the NFL. Load up in college.
And that's been the formula for ECSI for 7 full years. We grind every day, but what I like to say is it's easier to pick and choose the NFL on the solo days, the Monday nights, the Thursday nights. We grind throughout the week. Saturdays, hopefully, God willing, our big paydays, whether it's college football or college basketball. Then Sunday, our week's complete. We sprinkle in a little action parlay. Hope to hit, obviously. We've actually gotten a little more creative where we got 2 and 3 parlays. You can break it up into thirds, and we've popped for 20 units. We popped for 15 units. We popped for 9 and 10 units. So we're having some fun there. This week, we can't get out of our own way. We cannot get any traction. So we're not chasing, but we're down a handful of units. So we've plotted carefully. The alert's coming out, guys, as soon as we finish this show. We're excited.
Ohio State touchdown, by the way.
Yeah, team total 39.5. They've been an auto play every day. The only time they didn't cover was first game of the year against Notre Dame. So instead of betting them against the spread, just take their team total. As soon as you wake up and you got a number, just play the over. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed this week, but there's pretty good guarantees, and this Ohio State offense is one of them. So from myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, from the one and only Scotty, beam me up Webb, or Webby, as our buddy JB likes to say, at Webby20 MLB. We wish everyone a blessed day. Enjoy the weekend. Have some fun. Action galore. Any questions, reach out to me. Reach out to Scott. Send us an email at eastcoastsportsinvestors@gmail.com. We will get back to you. Other than that, have a great weekend, guys. See you soon.